What if I told you the world stopped for a single trial? The trial that turned fame, football, and justice into the most shocking courtroom drama of the century. This wasn't just about guilt or innocence. It was about race, celebrity, and the power of the media. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the stories the world is still talking about. It all began on the night of June 12, 1994. Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend, Ron Goldman, were found brutally murdered outside Nicole's Los Angeles home. The crime scene was bloody, violent, and chaotic. Detectives quickly turned their attention to one man, Nicole's ex-husband, football superstar O.J. Simpson. Days later, America watched history unfold on live TV. Instead of turning himself in, O.J. fled in a white Ford Bronco, with his friend Al Cowlings behind the wheel. For hours, police pursued the slow-speed chase across Los Angeles. Highways shut down. Crowds gathered on bridges to watch. Over 95 million people tuned in. The world couldn't look away. This was no longer just a crime story. It had become a spectacle. When the trial began in January 1995, it became the first courtroom drama to feel like reality television. Millions watched daily. Every testimony, every objection, every headline was broadcast across the nation. It wasn't just a trial. It was entertainment, scandal, and tragedy rolled into one. Prosecutors presented DNA evidence, bloodstains, and of course, the infamous glove. But the defense had a strategy: attack the credibility of the LAPD. They argued that evidence had been mishandled, planted, or tainted by racism. Lead Detective Mark Furman became the focus, accused of using racial slurs and lying on the stand. The trial was no longer just about O.J., it was about America itself. Then came the defining moment. In front of the jury, O.J. tried on the bloody glove. It appeared too small for his hand. Defense attorney Johnny Cochran delivered the now famous line, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." That single phrase may have changed the outcome forever. On October 3, 1995, after 8 months of testimony, the jury returned its verdict: not guilty. The courtroom exploded. Outside, reactions were split. For many African Americans, it was seen as justice against a system stacked against them. For others, it was a miscarriage of justice. The trial didn't just expose O.J. Simpson. It exposed the racial and cultural divides of America. O.J. walked free, but his life was never the same. Civil lawsuits, public backlash, and a fall from grace followed. For years, the O.J. trial was a reference point for celebrity culture, media obsession, and America's fascination with crime. Decades later, people still ask, was he guilty? Or was he the victim of a flawed system? The O.J. Simpson trial wasn't just a courtroom battle. It was the moment when crime, celebrity, and television collided like never before. And it left behind one haunting question: did justice really prevail? One story ends, but another begins. Subscribe now and join us for the next Trendify story. The video on your screen is waiting, and it's about another shocking case that had the entire world watching. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.